Hi guys. So today's topic is science as a religion, right? And it is a quite half-baked idea in my mind. So please pardon me with my unconstructed thoughts. So what I mean is whether I'm religious or people should be religious or what I'm atheist or something. So I had a different take on it. As a let me give my background. How I grew up, I my schools has a significant impact on my life. My first school was like Saraswati Vidya Mandir, something like this, and it was a very Hindu school. Like we start with a morning prayer. It was very overly religious place, and Sanskrit was even being used. Hindi was over there. I learned little Sanskrit over there. Tvam naam ki masti means what is your name? Kanduken Kridanti means I'm playing football. Right. Mam naam Bhutama asti means मेरा नाम भूत है. Aham Bhutama means मैं भूत हूँ. So I know a little bit of Sanskrit as well. So that school taught me little bit of Sanskrit which I could remember. And it was very Hindu oriented school. So that was my first school. And the second school which I went was a very Christian school. So I was coming from a very Hindi school to a Christian school, and I had a different experience. We had morning prayers, but the instead of prayers, we had choir groups. We would have songs, right? We speak. I have to speak English over there, and yeah, the prayers was in English. We will have guitars and all, and religious. We would have one chapter as called moral science, where they teach about the teachings of Jesus, the gospel, right? We learned Bible, not like the boring part, just the good, beautiful context taken out of each chapter, story of Noah and these all things, Mary and Jesus, their story, and the learnings, the good learnings we could take from. So we used to have moral science class early in the morning, right? I remember the teacher as well because one of my classmates' mother was a teacher, so I remember. And yeah, she was a really good teacher. So, being in a Christian school, I learned about new religion. I never felt that they have imposed that religion because that school was really good. Because the school has a lot of, it was the missionary school, so there was a lot of what do you say mm, kids who doesn't have their parents or something, they died or they are really poor or something, so they have been adopted by the school and they take care of them. They make sure they have food, shelter, and the education. So there was like half of my classmates were like this. Few of my classmates, not half of them. Other class has like higher number, but in my class there was only one guy, and we call it them hostlers over there. And then we have day scholars we will come only for like half a day and we go from. So I never felt that they were imposing any, because there is a connotation in India that Christian people kind of superimpose like their religion on other people. That was not being the case. It was even though it was very indirect and you always has the choice to choose it or not, like. So I never felt that they've been pushing me a religion or something. They always teaching good side, and I'm quite grateful for that. Was one of the stories from that was that I remember they didn't wanted even me so admission was also tough in that school because it was one of the good schools. And I remember I came late in that year, and my father I gave a very terrible test. I think I had a video on that, so you can probably watch that. I gave a very terrible test. I was not admitted to it. So my father has to write an application that if I don't do well in the half yearly, is the half like 6 month period, I then have to remove or something like this. You will be okay if I remove something, like they wanted some kind of thing, right? In the written. But they just wanted their back door open, right? If this guy is not performing well, or if he's not what up to the merit, we can throw him out, something like this. So just for school safety, he took that application. My father even gave it. So yeah, it was a good school. A lot of my English has improved from there because there were a few volunteer. Like the school was culture was good. Even we had volunteer from people from other than India, right? So I got this exposure of people speaking to the people of different colors back then, and so that was my schooling over there. And then at the eighth standard, I used to move out. So I already, my family was Hindu family, so knew a lot of Hinduism and everything, right, from my birth only. And then I had a school, early school that way. And then from very Hindu school too, I came to Christian schools. I learned to learn about Christianity a lot. And then in my ninth to 12th, right, till my high school, I admit to a Sikh school that was called GRD, that, right? And that school was very it was a Sikh school, right? And there it was not as religious, though the Christian was were the most religious one. I could feel the culture over there. We will have our, like, even the Christmas was one of the highlight moment in my Christian school, and we will celebrate for a 1 month. We'll have skits and everything. So the I had like the culture influence Christians has more, like they take it more seriously. Sikhism, it was a very optional thing, but I was always surrounded with a lot of boys and girls from Punjab and Haryana and not Haryana, what do you say, Ropar and these like the famous state cities from the Punjab. So there were few hostelers, people from there. So I have a lot of Punjabi friends over there. Even a lot of my one of my favorite teacher is even Punjabi, my class teacher, right? And principal, everybody, like most of the staff was Punjabi. And I'm just saying, but I never felt that there's something Punjabi or Hindu something. It's same for me. I don't even differentiate between these two. So the culture was very Punjabi. Even so, the school, the first childhood school, there cricket was like the main sports which he used to play, and the second one, we used to play football, right? There was a lot of Western influence. So in that school, we had more of interest. Like I developed my interest for football over there only. So it was westernized. So Western cricket was also there, but I think influence of football was there a little bit. So I learned football over there. And when I came to Punjabi school, there there, I would say, there I actually learned about hockey. Hockey was our primary sports over there. So for the first time in my life, played hockey because I was in a Punjabi school. It was a delight. It was experience, right? So I learned little bit hockey over there for the first time, and that was a cultural thing. I understood Punjabi quite better, right? I can speak. That time I would have spoken a little bit, but it has been a long time since I've conversed with somebody in Punjabi, so that has been like I'm not that familiar. But once I've been in a week or something, I'll pick that up. So I could understand Punjabi back then. Understand right now, but speaking was very easier back then because I was always surrounded with people, so I could speak. So over there, we learned about all the gurus and everything, right? I was not taking because this class was Sikhi class was optional for us, and Hindi, Sikhi, and everything, and I chose for art, I guess, yes. So I was ICC school, so we had this option over there, right? Which to choose. So I didn't choose. So there was guys in my class who chose Punjabi as one of the subjects in the boards. But for me, I took not even I didn't choose even Hindi as well. Just chose arts. And there was people. Some people took computers and everything. Computers I didn't took because we had to pay the extra fees for that. But yeah, in art class we could sneak around and play some sports as well. And a lot of people also took sports. So I wanted to art as a subject. So yeah, I took art. Sports I used to sneak around and play. Uh, so that was it. And so I had a lot of influence. So what are the so I learned basic principle of Sikhism and all the gurus a little bit, right? Fourth one is my favorite. There is a reason for it. There is a story which I love to tell. Yeah, the story is like I don't know. This is a part of uh, this this topic which I am trying to tell, but let me tell you. Yeah, that's fine. So So that school was a Sikhi school, right? Sikhism, and that was really good. The culture, lifestyle was like that. I knew there was people in my class whose goal was to go Canada. They just want to prepare from IELTS and everything, right? So that culture of going and migration was there, right? A lot of Punjabi folks love that, right? So that was there. I knew one of the folks over there. And yeah, it was a decent school. I would not say it was a good school. We were that school. That school was like the foundation of that school. Even the interesting part was that the chairman, the what do you say, the boss of the school was a Pakistani Punjabi. Like he was born, he was raised in Punjab, and while partition, he came to India. So we have lot of stories from Muslim people as well, right? He used to always tell about his life in Punjab and everything, right? So I've got little bit of exposure of like how Pakistan is and everything, right? Even in my state, Uttarakhand, there is a lot of Lahori Punjabi settlements, like which who have migrated from after independence. So lot of settlements over there. So those Punjabis are also here in Uttarakhand. So I have friends from there as well. So I'm like diversely very rich. And one of the experience which I want to tell you is that I got this. My school was named GRD, and my what do you say? Uh, my people started calling me GRD because it was a very new school in my village and nobody was going. It was very new school, and I was the only kid who was going to the school, and that is not the reason they called me GRD, because this is one of that time I used to think it was a very embarrassing story. Embarrassing story is that uh, when I used to that school was like Punjabi as very athletic people, right? And we used to emphasize a lot of in sports and everything. So that school's foundation was good athleticism sports. We always had good sports over there, right? We were like good enough in studies, but physically the school promoted a lot of sports and everything. So yeah, I was being part of a lot of sports. Coming from, I was good in football, I was good in cricket, and yeah, even being promoted to the house captain and everything, right? If there is a story where I was about to become the school captain, but I was a day schooling guy. They wanted somebody who stay longer hours. He was not even that good as me, but he was living in the hostel. He was a geeky nerd, right? So they made him that nerd the house captain, and all the people were like half of the school already started calling me before the announcement. Hey, you will be the captain, everything, but that thing was taken off me. Yeah, moving away from the story, like, so why they call me JRD? Because I was very poor back then, very, very poor, right? And I rarely, my parents would invest a lot in good clothes. I would have certain 2, 3 pairs of the clothes, which I'll repeat. And over there, we had this culture of buying house dresses, right? Which is colorful dresses. Whenever some sports happen, you need to buy one. So I started with blue also. I had to buy one t-shirt of the blue color, right? And it was pretty good t-shirt. And the only problem was that the big logo of GRD was written at my back, right? And what happened is that in that school, so okay, so the day was Saturday. Saturday used to be the sports day, right? And everything. That day we have to we have to wear that t-shirt and come to the school. And that day mostly the sports will happen, and that was it. But what happened is sometime you will have trials and some other sports on the other day, and I don't bring my jersey that day. So that day I have to borrow some t-shirts from hostels or something. And even my house changed after a year or something, right? So I didn't buy a new T-shirt. I had only blue one, and then because what happened is the in my hostel there was like a lot of people pass out, right? And there'll be a lot of T-shirts over there from different houses. They clean up. There was a laundry over there. They clean up. So there will be so many T-shirts over there in the hostel. So when I'll go some unannounced day, there is a sports event, something that day we have to get some t-shirts from there, and we'll play and sweating. It's you use it become sweaty, and then you don't want to return it sweaty, so you used to take that t-shirt back home. So actually, I had 3, 4 colors. Like I think I had three colors. I think blue, yellow, and no, I think I only had two yellows and one blue. Yes, two yellows and one blue. Right. So two yellow I had because I was a captain of the yellow house. and they still had GRD name back then. And what happened is that I was not only playing in the school, right? In my village, in my nearby, there will always some football tournaments, or locally people will be playing football, so I'll be taking part in that. And I used to use it as my sports t-shirt, right? He rarely has clothes, and these were the new clothes. They are very comfortable, and I'll always go and everything. So in football, whenever I used to go and play with new kids, right? They who don't know my name or something, they see my back name GRD, and that's a school name, right? That's just not my name. So I'll play, and somebody wants the pass or something. They don't know my name. They started calling me GRD. And now everybody, even real people who knew my name started calling me GRD, 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 right? And I was pissed. Like I used to think like they are making fun of me because maybe I'm wearing a t-shirt, and people used to make funny names of other kids right then. I think that was also being me, right? And even the GRD word was very different, and people will call it with enthusiasm. Somehow I felt really bad. Why they're calling me? I have a name. You can call me this. And then yeah, I was very hesitant to wear that T-shirt again. And once you got the name, they don't forget, right? And even I stopped wearing those T-shirt, right? They still started calling my name. And even the girlfriend, right? Kind of girlfriend, right? You could say half girlfriend, right? One of the girls I started dating or something. Because she was nearby always. She always was come to watch the sports and everything, right? Because her house was near to the ground where he used to play. And she picked up that name from there. And she even so I was so embarrassed that okay, now everybody is trying to make me remember how poor I am and how like I'm wearing house t-shirt at all the places. So I used to be very mad, mad about that. And it's like it's just the time, right? If you're mad about something in your life, it's just the time and how you see things, right? And then she maybe started calling me in a cute way, GRD and everything, right? So like okay, that sounds good. But yeah, I used to hate that name. I preferred people calling me by my name, which is Amit, right? If you don't know, Martian, you can say, oh, Martian 07, the right guy, you can say. So, that was the thing, right? And then I thought, like, why I'm so pissed about it? What is even name of this word GRD? Then I googled it. The name was why because it was the fourth Sikh Guru that was called Guru Ramdas. G for Guru, R for Ram, Guru Ramdas. So then I thought, like, wow, even by mistake, they are calling me fourth Sikh, right? I should be proud of. Why I'm fucking up? I'm ashamed of that word, right? And that actually changed my perspective. And then later on, I never got angry about people calling me GRD. Like in my head, like okay, now like, that is a good thing, right? I realized very little. Like people are calling me Guru Ramdas, and he was one of the educated gurus of the Sikh, and he has a lot of principles and everything. And then I was not mad at all, and that really felt me proud. Okay, maybe this is when I become famous or something. I'll love to tell this story, right? And yeah, so that was my thought, and I started enjoying that name. A problem was that I moved away from that place. I came to college, right? That was my sixth school, right? And then the college was it was not any religious. Because once you go college, it was not religious at all. I will say that is a most atheist place you can go, right? The college doesn't believe any religion. There is no teachings of religion. Just the core subject, the science you are learning about, all the basic stuff you have to leave behind. So there, I presented myself Amit, right? Nobody gave me a nickname or something. And yeah, so that school I had a lot of influence, and that name I got GRD. I love it. Now, if you call me GRD, that's probably fine. I will not be that bad. But yeah, that's remind me of two things: that how poor I was, and how and that reminds me how poor I am, and then also that's remind me how great I could be. I could be Guru Ramdas, and that will be a very big responsibility, and it will be I'll be under a lot of like cannot fill that shoes, but I can try to best be the best person for it. So yeah, Somehow that names turned out good thing for me, and it's just the perception. Even lot of thing in my life which I hated, right? Like I've seen that bugs becomes the features, right? If you stay long enough the life, if you do the hard work, whatever, like the scars you have made, it becomes turns and it becomes the pride, it becomes the beauty of the face. So if you just give time, good time enough, things will change, and the things which you think is bad about yourself, and that is I used to delete a lot of photos where I didn't look good, funny, and everything, right? And now all my old photos are like same looked where I try to be nice and everything. And I fucking hate it. I wanted those bad photos. Those bad photos has so much memory, so much character has been shown over there, right? And I regret deleting those things, right? Whereas funny, awkward poses, right? That is the new cool which I understood. And now I regret because I've deleted, because at that time I thought that is a bad shit. The essays which I've written, the hilarious essays. I used to write hilarious essays. Right, there's no structure in my essay. Right, it was like funny thing I would write. I remember one time back then, a neighboring sister of me, like she was not sister, but she's neighbor. I used to call my sister, and she used to teach me the basic English or something. So I would she told me to write an essay about Independence Day, and I described my whole school how I enjoy Independence Day and everything, right? Just pure whatever thought came to my mind, I wrote it, right? And in a broken English, right? I was just learning it. And she kept that essay because it was so funny. Like she told me that whenever I feel bad, I'll read your essay and just that give me a laugh and that turns my mood up like good. So yeah, and yeah, those things I used to very be mad like why she's telling me that she's probably insulting me and everything, right? Insulting to my learnings, and I didn't took those things, right? That way I did it, and now I regret all those things. So yeah, your scars could become beauty if you just give long time enough, or you become some good person, right? Whatever the failure stories, everything that will become a good story once you become something, right? So now I look back and I'm totally okay with. Why I'm telling you these all stories that I've been around the block, right? I've been born in Hindu house, went to Hindu school in my early childhood. Then I went to a Christian school. Then I went to a Sikh school. And when I joined my university, that was not. I hope it was a Muslim university, but that was not there, right? Maybe I could criticize it, but I that was not there. Wish I there was a good Muslim technical university, just like how my schoolings were, and they believed on the new sciences and everything, and I got opportunity. Even they through that they could have taught me about uh, teachings of Islams and everything. So that would be an opportunity, but I didn't find any. Right, there was no Muslim university like this, right? Who was where I could like who was excelling in technology and was not that costly or something, whose goal was to teach or something. So yeah, so I found even I didn't had money. I wanted to pursue BTech, right? I chose BCA because it was cheap, and I was in the same college, right? I had this name of my college behind the back. I could have chosen some more cheaper college, but no, I wanted to enjoy. I knew that all this education has to be done by me and everything. But yeah, there I met a lot of and yeah. So when I was in college, we had a medical school. I think that was in my village. There was a medical school, medical college. I think whose founders were Muslims and everything, right? And I would not say that was a very great college, but it will always give you some like if you are from STSC or something, you will some kind of reservation and some kind of your states. Like I think Kashmiri people has some grants and everything, right? Because Kashmiri students would have some grants and everything, right? And so there will be a lot of people migrating from Jammu, Kashmir, and everything to my village to come in. This college was not that great, but it has some discount or something. Like if you are Muslim or something like not basically the STSC and OBC, something like if your state can provide some kind of financial aid, right? So I think Jammu and Kashmir has those good aid system where government kind of provide a lot of money to a student. So a lot of Jammu students who were Muslim, they came and we were friends, and like I knew few of them, right? So I got to learn about a lot of Islam from them, right? How the way of life is. They always invited me to come back with them, go to their place and everything, right? They had some connection with Dubai and everything, right? So I knew about them. Then I had few friends from in my college who were Muslims, right? And so yeah, so I learned about. I could not learn it from any university something, but I had some exposure with the people of Islam, right? And their ideology. So I'm pretty well rounded with the religion, right? I didn't met any Jewish. I met a lot of Jewish people, foreigners, few, but I didn't got a lot of time to interact with them. But yeah, I have read Old Testament way back in my childhood, little bit, right? So I know what they believe in. They don't believe in Jesus, so I can say I know like most of the uh, thing, right? And I learned about Buddha as well because where the Buddha originated, I was born in that state, uh, and so I know a lot about Buddhism as well, and read about it in Jainism, Buddhism, and everything. Right, that was my early history. Like that is the first history. Like if I started history with Gupta period and everything, and most of the teachings of how Buddhism and Jainism started, Mahavir Jain, and these all things, right? So that was my early history, which I could up. So I have some idea about Buddhism as well. So understanding a lot of Buddhism, like all the religions, and religion is a very good thing to run society. It's like just like in your phone, you required operating system, right? Same way, people are crazy over here, right? People are chaotic, and they need a structure in their life. They need a principle. They need a captain, right? They need a purpose. They need a goal to run smoothly. Purposeless man, purposeless woman, purposeless animal is chaotic, right? So back then the science was not developed, right? And people knew somehow what is good thing and what is not bad thing, but they didn't had a language to convey to the masses, right? Smart people could understand that, but commoners will not understand why we do certain thing, why we need to be, why we need to do what we call delayed gratification, why we should have delayed gratification, why should be aware of karma, why there should be a heaven or hell. So these restrains them people from doing bad thing, being good life and everything, right? They kind of make them afraid a bit, right? God fearing. So that was the guideline. So religion provided a guideline for a smoother life, and it really worked. Now it also worked. Uh, um, so that time it gave religion provide a lot of stability to growing societies, and because of those rules, people became sociable. Countries were formed. People started living in harmony. People like they started progressing, right? But as science started growing, right, same rules and everything, if you follow science, I could tell you the same reason in the scientific way why you need to have a gratitude. Why, if you learn psychology and everything, you can all the rules made in religion. Same, I could just give you a scientific reason to pursue that same thing, but with a scientific mindset. And the religion, as they have progressed in time, or it is passed around now, 21st century, they are not like the rules have been made way back. There was the time was different, there was technology was different, people way of living was different, and they were still very futuristic. They were still very futuristic. This is running for a long time. They, whoever wrote the rules of those religion or books, they were very smart, right? They could see forward, like they were visionary people who wrote it. But yeah, but that vision is not there yet. But what I would say, it's not like with the rise of internet connectivity in every second, we can fly, we can change places. The world is a global village. We think like that, and so those rules like very good enough when the commoners didn't had brains. Nowadays, now if like say, if I see in my society, if there's 80% people who don't understand science and math and everything, I think religion is still a good parameter because they don't understand it. So those rules will not make sense. The understanding will not run for them. So that time religion will run the best, right? If you have a very uneducated, unscience place, I think religion is the best operating system which you have in that place, which will run the life of people very smoothly, right? Like there should be terms like uh, like whenever somebody is going through a hard time or something, they were told that God is testing them, right? So that is a religious belief, right? And just give them a hope, a patience, or like a force to move them in the right direction, right? But in the science, I could say that if you are struggling, like there is one way to see, like delayed gratification, I would have to play, or like with God is testing or something like this. I could explain you in terms of optimizing something, right? Let's say I wanted to optimize a function, right? Or a gradient descent, I want to optimize something within gradient descent. I have to optimize something, right? Optimize the equation. You can say I want to optimize my life. So optimum way to move is you move around in a direction which leads to you the best result. Like we call it global minima or global maxima or something like this, right? But when we go towards the easiest reward, right? Slowly, the little rewards we go, like wherever we see down slopes, right? We move forward. This is very technical. Like if you have learned about AI and everything, or if you have learned about any optimization techniques, there we learned that whenever we go towards a path which is much easier or something, that will lead to a good result, but there is always chance that you will not find the best result, but you will find optimal one, optimal good enough, not the best, right? But sometimes you have to take the path because you will stuck in that just optimal space. That is a kind of well. Once you come in the optimal space, you just become lethargic. You don't want to move. The function doesn't optimize over there. It just goes in silent. But sometimes you have to go against the grind. Sometimes you don't have want to take those early rewards, and you have to go against the grind and explore the path where the reward is not even given. And if you go long enough, there you will find another well, which is actually the global minimum of that the function which you want to optimize. And therefore, to reach there, you have to take lot of steps which is against your rules, against your principle. And once you reach over there, you find that global minima or maxima, whatever, and there is the best solution is resulted. So that way we could explain why we need to have delayed gratification, why God is not testing, right? Something like this, you have to patient. So now with science, we can, with psychology and with science and the way AI, like AI has been a great learning for me, right? How humans learn, how we things do, that gave me a different perspective. And those have taught me that okay, these all the religious beliefs and rules or whatever regulation, the same rules are offered by the science as well. You can just inference those learning methods from there as well, right? So those things could replace religion, right? If you're smart enough, if you know math, science, and everything, and those rules and everything, right? They basically 80% of religious beliefs, right? A lot of religious beliefs have been bad. Like I would say 80% is good, 20% it's like lost in translation, or people modified their people use religion, right, to gain power or manipulated religion. Like any phrase could be understood in a different way, right? And people just twist it according to their need. So it's not that pure. It has been tarnished throughout the way we are growing. The information is passed from one generation to another. In that generational, we lose information. People try to change and mold it according to their needs. So that has been always in the all religions, not in one religion, I'm saying, in the most of the religion. And so that is, so you don't need, so religion, if you are a like somebody caveman, right? And if you have to convert into little socialized, and like if you're native something, then that religion is the first layer, that is shell, that kernel. That is the, you don't want to, you cannot teach them science at that level, right? You need to be first socialized, organized. There is something called education, and like the system has to place. So you cannot teach them science. So that is the like middleware, right? This is the mid journey, right? But like a tadpole has to live in water for some time, then it goes become frog outside, right? Butterfly has to live in the cocoon period, right? So that medieval period, I think religion is there. When organism is born, they directly don't start flying, or they don't start walking in the water. They has to be in middle period. So we already passed that. So religion was there. That OS will take you far, but not far enough for the futuristic societies, right? If you are a chaotic society, First thing you need to adopt is a religion that will stabilize the society, let the living go on. Once you have religion in place, then education can come and then you can overcome. So it's a like middleware that you cannot just surpass. You need to be organized, socialized, and everything. So with those roles of religion, early people who are cavemen, chaotic, they don't have purpose, anything, they need religion to become a societal, a good, a group of bunch of people living together under some common goal and everything. But with that thought, he cannot be the society of future. Just saying. And I can rank some religion. Like I would say Christianity, I think, is one religion I think what like hey, who have been more accepting of science and everything. That's why the nearest the rules which are made and the nearest thing could be working in our society. I think Christianity it would be, I guess. And Hinduism I will still rank very on par with uh, Christianity, even Buddhism, just little difference over there, right? With these rules you can come this far, but still they will not, any religion is not for future. Those rules are made for some time, we used it, we optimized it, we came whatever we like how, in a sugar cane, right? How much we can squeeze, we squeezed, like, I think we are in the limit where we have squeezed everything from the religion. Now there is nothing to take away from, and we have all taken advantage, we have already progressed, we've already graduated from that level. And now, and Islam is the even the least, like in the, I think whatever I've met or something, Islam is even lower tier, it is more for 80s and 90s, like 80s, like those though their rules are more suitable for somebody who is just started making community building, like they are still on more tribalistic, the the vision, the way the society is developed in that thing, it's more in the tribalistic side. And that's why it is still prevalent in those countries where the life is hard. They are very, we are very, so if you have to see the countries which have been like uh, there are few exceptions, but most 80 and 90% of Islam, where the Islam is more on the ruler side and everything, and that is that kind of religion is actually required for that place. You cannot implement a society of science based and everything, right? I think I am not very much maybe I'm wrong or whatever, but I don't understand how things are going in Afghanistan, Taliban. I think US tried to bring that advanced system, right? Advanced system of science and everything, right? But they are skipping the middleware. They has to go through a transition time, and that's why US was not able to hold on Afghanistan, and then again it's being ruled by Taliban and whatever. So that kind of system actually is needed over there, right? They have to be in the cocoon for some period. The tadpole has to live in underwater for some time, right? Then actually it can transcend from there and just then take the another religion, which is I will say science as a religion, right? So where there is lot of chaotic, he just came out of a caveman and everything, just started living like. Then I think Islam is very good. I think that is a must. I think let's say I have to give an example. Soon you started evolving as a tribe, and those all tribes picked up one religion. If it is picked by Islam, if it is picked by Christian, if it is picked by Hindu and Buddhist, if somebody who picked Islam, that society is going to flourish, that society will have more resources, because the rules and the way the religion is made is to like support their people, be competitive and everything, right? The way they more acquire more resources. So if you are in like that period where you're just of being bent aware of cavemen and then you have to pick a religion, I would probably choose Islam. Right? Any smart person will choose, because the rules kind of like justify things, right? But if you start cave living and now you've been in Islam for a long time, now you have to progress. Now you have to learn about stars. You have to learn about sun. Learn about now more than thing. You started living life. You got you have your security and everything, right? Your some few needs are being met right now. Now you want to transcend to another planet. Now you want to do things. Then that religion Islam will not work. Then you need to start introducing other, maybe Christianity, maybe Buddhism, maybe Hinduism, right? Then it for some time, even at some point these will also fail, these all religion will fail. then you have to totally become science and religion, because now we don't have to make fear from God. We have police, we have government, we have thing, we have lot of reasons to make you restrict things, lot of make reasons to do something, lot of reasons to give you purpose of life. Science bits with psychology, right? So we don't have to build stories to make people control, build stories or something like this, right? So like just to give the purpose of life to people. Now we have a lot of scientific things, lot of we can explain lot of human work, human thinking and everything, what people are thinking, use of psychology and science and everything, right? So probably that will, if we follow science as a religion for some time, that will only take us from earth, or maybe will grow the human civilization ahead. But if we keep going back to religion, they has done their part, right? The most advanced one is, I think, I would say Christianity. Then I don't know, I'm not aware, but yeah, Hinduism and Buddhism will come. Like, Buddhism I will rank second, third I will rank Hinduism, then Jews, and then Islam's, right? Something like this a ranking, I would say, for recent modern society, I would say. And this is only, even I'm not saying that these are good and this will feature, they all will fail, they all will fail. Just that somebody will fail one day earlier, somebody will fail 2 months earlier, right? They all will fail. And then this, how the society will go forward. We have all the reasons, we can explain every reason now, what, how everything is happening. You don't have to be like, hey, God is testing. No, I could go fucking give you a reason why you're stuck and you need to be in that place and keep working hard. I could give you a fucking logical reason for it, right? So this is what I think, how religion will go forward. And what else? If I'm missing something, so yeah, this is what I understand right now. I'm around 27, 28 years old right now, and I've seen life long enough. I have visited 5 countries, European countries, right? I've lived in India, which is like, again, it is, if people traveling from India has 28 states, and I think I have covered like 80% of them, like from north to south, right? East to west, right? So I've traveled a lot. If I say 5 European countries, it's nothing when you just travel across India only. That if you just change states, it's just equivalent to 5 countries, because we are the most growing population. I think we are the highest population. Like, if I don't think, if we divide Earth in two things, half of them will be Indians only, and then the rest of the world, I don't know. So yeah, we have so much inter knowledge, inter religion, inter casteism, inter shit and all thing, right? All north south is different. We are co-living at one place. So I'm very much traveled inside my country and then even traveled outside, right? So I have seen bunch of shit, bunch of places, and from that knowledge, I could tell you this thing. I don't know. I've seen a lot of people going back and converting back to religion. I've seen a lot of atheists when they go old, right? They become religious or something. I don't know what they see or something. I've never got a right answer for it, but I don't know. Maybe I could be that person, but I don't think so for now. But in future, if something happens, some epiphany comes to me, and now I'm like we're living, I definitely make a video and say like, okay, maybe this is correct or correct, or I don't know, right? But now whatever I think, this is it. And uh, and also, like, some people come up with this argument, right? Like, there was an island, and one island believed in God and everything, another island didn't believe in God, and you shipwreck, and you reaches one place where they don't believe in God, they start fucking kill you, eat you, and everything. But where the people believed in God, they know what is guest is and how to treat another human. They have these rules and everything. You will probably alive. So when you get alive, you will say, "Hey, God saved you," right? God as an idea, God as a guidance or whatever. Because the people believed in God, you being saved. So if you're praying, "Hey, God, save me," God probably saved you, right? Objectively, I'll say. So a lot of time, even if you don't believe it, and like what I think, a lot of political leaders or something, even they in their heart don't believe it, but false belief can make society really stable and make people forward, right? So a lot of people might not believe, will not commit saying they believe in, because religion as an idea is also very good, right? They instead of having nothing, it's good. Like people who don't even understand science or math something, and they if they has to live together, I think religion idea, religion just as an idea, not even the original religion idea has some substance to do in the society and will make things less chaotic or something like this. So some people argue this way, right? But yeah, but as we through smarter, I don't know, maybe smart people live among the smart people and everything, and they think that the world is all smart and happy and everything, right? They don't religion or something. But I don't know, the surrounding, maybe I've placed myself in a society or something where I think most of the people are educated or something like this. But maybe the world is not like this. Maybe still people are dumb and 80-90%, and they still need religion. They are still in the tribal mindset, right? This tribalistic people, they need a religion. The more tribal you, best suited for Islam. That will make fucking grow you, give you society, give you purpose and everything. As you grow, then you need to adopt more religions. Then finally at some point you have to leave religion. So I think you can pick and choose. We are right behind the word. I think most educated and everything people will go towards being atheist. And even the problem is that in the some people, there is something called Dunning-Kruger effect, right? Some people who thinks they have understood math, science, and everything, and they start picking up a lot of genders and everything. I think those people are like in delusion, and they lot of Dunning-Kruger effect. So in the atheist side also, there are a lot of bad examples, I would say, who have misread everything, right? Who don't understand sense that level, but they have this thinking, Dunning-Kruger effect, that they know it all and being atheist, and then they develop certain like half major thing, half educated uh, thing, and they end up with gender issues and too much equality. I don't know. There is always some pros and cons, right? Even science or religion. Some people who think they understand science, they don't half-heartedly understand it, and then they become woke. The woke virus starts happening. So in the atheist side, there is always some people like that who are in delusion, who don't understand the science well, and they still be in the part team A, atheist A, and they are the bad apples of that group. So that will be what is there. I think that is my opinion on science and religion. I think that is the religion, that is the thing. Even we grow more scientific, the more we will go away from religion. Because you remember like how operating system used to work. I used to remember we had this Symbian phones, like Nokia phones, right? And I think Sony Ericsson phone, their OS was Symbian, right? And they're not working right now. Only working is Android and iOS, right? So these are the two operating system which which have read the people, and they keep on updating themselves, right? Now there's an Android version of 12 or something, started with one and everything. There is always amendments and changes, and this OS keep on updating, right? So now we have reached a place where only 2 3 operating system work right now, right? And for different needs and everything. Same way religion is like operating system, and there are a lot of operating system. Like if you remember Vista, right? Windows is going down the hill, I'd probably say. So Windows is like one of the religions which didn't work really well. So yeah, that is. Yeah, so same way, like there's Symbian OS now not working, right? There will not been operating system which have been used initially, which are good for machines, which was a very small RAM and everything. Now things have changed, different operating systems, the users' demands have been changed. So same way, the new operating system come. I think at some point, no religion will save us. Idea of religion will deprecate, I guess. Till whenever we have dumb people and not educated, they have tribalistic mind. For them religion will always require. And as a collective human being, if we are everybody gets educated or something, then I don't think there will be a place for religion. If they are not, I think I'm repeating myself, so sorry for that. There will are some few exciting videos which are coming next. One of them I'm thinking about. I am not sure. Yeah, I'll probably share. I hope you're subscribed. Keep your opinion. Give your opinion in the comment section. Like, subscribe, whatever. Share it to your friend. who shares the same mentality or he's against it, and maybe you need to convince him. So you can share my video. So see you in the next one.